just a normal summer day, and I was just going to swim practice, and it was just a regular day when I was thinking about the plans for life.
Brian Boyle, at age 18, had been an outstanding high school student and competitive athlete. In seconds, life crashed for him and his parents, Joanne and Garth.
Destiny had a different thing for me. I crossed on a local intersection, and I was broadsided by a dump truck. I was crushed inside the car. Jaws of life to get me out. Medevaced out to Prince George's Hospital Center, and the injuries were catastrophic. Heart went across the chest. Pretty much every organ was damaged. Collapsed lungs, shattered ribs, shattered pelvis.
He was on his last breaths of life.
And it was just horrific. Blood, tubes, machines.
Brian was in shock trauma for 2 months, in a coma. There were 14 surgeries, 36 blood transfusions. His heart stopped 8 times.
I can't move, I can't talk, I'm paralyzed, and it was like trapped on the inside. Agony every day.
Against all medical odds, Brian fought back to life. His parents' devotion spurred him back to consciousness, to walking again. And 3 incredible years later, competing in the Ford Ironman World Championship Triathlon in Kona, Hawaii. Brian was invited to compete in this supreme endurance race because of his inspiring story, not a qualifying time. The race, 2.4 miles open water swim in the Pacific Ocean, a 112-mile bike ride through blistering lava fields, all followed by a full marathon.
So it was a big challenge to take on, but I was thinking, opportunity of a lifetime. I was a competitive person before. The accident made me more driven. Don't stop. That was the whole thing, just not stop the whole race. If I had to crawl, I would crawl. It wasn't, the fear of dying anymore. It was the fear of not finishing. It was my dedication, was that day. It was my rejuvenation. It was everything in that day. And I just had to get to that finish line, because once I did, I knew I was back to life.
Brian was back. He finished Ironman under extraordinary circumstances. But Brian is not done. There are new goals. Training. College. His memoir, Iron Heart. Motivational speaking for the Red Cross. And always, the adrenaline of another race.
But after the accident, it was just like, this is a gift. Athletics is a gift. It was just trying to live life to the fullest. That was my competition.
June 2010. Brian arrives in Cambridge, Maryland for the Eagleman Ironman 70.3 triathlon. Winners of each age group wave will qualify to compete in the annual World Ironman Championship. Brian is working to get back to Kona.
It's pretty much been the goal to qualify on my own abilities, my own merit, not because of the story. Big field of competitors. A lot of world-class triathletes come in there and do that race, and I can just hope for the best.
This event attracts pros and amateurs from across the world. Brian is one of 2,600 athletes.
Brian is making the transition from being a survivor to being a competitor.
Ashley Halsey is Brian's coach.
And he is one of the most focused competitors I've ever coached.
The Half Ironman Challenge, 1.2 miles open water swim, 56 miles on a bike, and then a 13.1 mile run, half a marathon.
It was the one race that I've done, the one triathlon where I was actually sick beforehand. But I tried everything I could to not think about that. I wanted to focus on the good things that were happening. The training was going well. All that was leading up to having a personal best that day. So I was sick, but I didn't want to ruin the day because I was, had a little cold or whatever. But it ended up being bronchitis.
3, 2, 1.
It gets pretty aggressive out there, especially with the young guys. We're all very pumped up, so driven to start the race and get things going. And you prepared so many months, even years, for this race. And a lot of these guys, they want to win. It's a pure bloodbath. and you kind of get in your own rhythm. And once you do that, you just try to swim, stay in a steady pace, breathe, make sure you get the perfect technique, and just hang on. Usually it takes me under 30 minutes to do a half Ironman swim, but the currents were extra strong, and it was just tough for everybody out there, even the professionals that are world champion. So I didn't know that at the time. I just look at my watch, 40 minutes, what is this? And I'm thinking to myself, something's going wrong. I'm really getting tired here. My heart's racing. I can't catch my breath. I'm gasping for air. Then I'm in panic mode. 200 yards from the transition area, and I looked around the kayaks. I was waving them in, and they were coming towards me, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. If they come towards me, I have to drop out of the race. Eagle Man, I got to at least do the swim. So I kept going, put my feet in the sand, and I just said, okay, we finished that, let's do the bike. When I got on the bike, something just like switched. It was one of those moments, one of those divine moments. You know, I got into a groove. I wasn't holding back. Let's make up some time and see where we can go. The Eagle Man bike course is known especially for it being very flat and very fast. But if you train on flat ground like I do in Southern Maryland where I live, that's the kind of race I want to go to. That's where all the fast powerhouse bike guys go because they train on flat ground. At least on the bike, I could put the hammer down.
Go, Iron Man, go, go, go!
And luckily, I kept going. I came out of the swim, one of the last guys in my group. But when I got off the bike, I was the top guy in the field. I was number one, 18 to 24, which was the first time for me to take number one, at least, in the bike that day. For the Eagleman run course, it is a challenge because it is so hot, and the humidity is just overwhelming. It's like a 101 index during the race. And I got off the bike and I felt amazing, and then the sickness got to me. I think it was a combination of bronchitis and not being able to keep the nutrition down, the hydration, everything was just falling apart. About mile 3 or 4, I'm seeing guys with, 23 on their leg or 24 on their leg from, that's their age group. And I'm thinking, man, I was so close. And okay, I'm still doing okay. I'm in second, I'm in third, I'm in fourth, but I'm still up there. I'm up there, I can make a podium finish. I was so happy to, just to finish the race, but to actually have a 7-minute personal best. There's so many goals that I have as a triathlete, especially as an Ironman triathlete. The main goal is to qualify for Kona one day. That's still the main goal. To qualify for the Boston Marathon, to do an ultra marathon, to do an ultra Ironman, to swim the English Channel. It's about having goals and achieving them, no matter what the cost, and never giving up. And that's my whole comeback story. It's just believing in the impossible.